As Democrats try to navigate how to win in 2028, many have adopted a new mantra. Anybody they don't like is a Nazi. Policies they don't like are fascist, and Trump is Hitler. Late-night host Stephen Colbert's show ends in May, so naturally he's a little freer to say whatever is on his mind. For example, last night he compared ICE to Nazis.
Bavino went on complaining.
Look, Dana, they're trying to portray Border Patrol agents and ICE agents as Gestapo, Nazi, and many other words.
Yes, do not compare ICE or Border Patrol agents to the Nazis. That's an unfair comparison. The Nazis were willing to show their faces.
Colbert is getting canceled for a reason, but let's back up. You don't get to be snarky on the graves of 6 million Jews. It's not funny. It never will be. Nazis have become an insult and title now given to anyone someone else doesn't like. Let's forget for a second about the absurdity of comparing ICE to Nazis and think about what is happening. We are forgetting what Nazis are and cheapening what they did. We're forgetting the pictures of the piles of shoes from kids killed in the gas chambers, the babies burned alive, the medical experiments performed on healthy people. As you see there, the piles of wedding rings stolen from murdered couples, the execution squads that lined up men, women, and children before gunning them down, and the other inhumane acts that we cannot describe here. When first learning of the liberated concentration camps and the Nazis' atrocities, then General Eisenhower brought in journalists and members of Congress. He viewed the evil perpetrated by the Nazis as unique in human history. And now that evil is being used as a political attack. We've cheapened what Nazis were, and it is really dangerous because once you forget history, you are destined to repeat it. Most U.S. adults know what the Holocaust was. 84% mentioned death and the persecution of the Jews. That means 16% have no idea. Less than half can correctly answer other questions about the number of Jews who were murdered or the way Hitler came to power. Only 45% know 6 million Jews were murdered. And here is the most stunning statistic. You want to know why anti-Semitism is exploding in America? Because young people don't know what the Holocaust is. 33% of millennials, only 33% know what Auschwitz is or has heard of it. That means 2/3 of young Americans don't know what Auschwitz is. You cannot like ICE, but they are, by and large, doing things that are illegal. People who should not like that can change the law. That is what America is about. ICE is not rounding up millions and killing them or putting them in the gas chambers. That is what Nazis did. We should remember that.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.